Today we are going over 6D, but we are most specifically talking about how to draw the normal distribution graph in itself. But before we go into that, let's talk about some logic and standard deviation. Let's say we had a, let's go to say, we had a horse, well, let's talk about a horse race, okay? And we, a race, and let's say the winner of the horse race usually takes, on average, let's say the mean of the winning time is 5 minutes, okay? So let's think about that. The time is 5 minutes. So let's think about it logically. So if you were given 5 minutes, and this is a horse race, we have to think critically here. What do you think is the standard deviation? Would the standard deviation be seconds, right? Or would it be minutes? And how many? Does it make sense for the standard deviation to be, let's say 10 seconds versus say 1 minute? Well, in this case, we have to use our critical thinking process. A horse race, all horses, it's pretty fast, right? And as they're going through, some of them, the horses are passing like within like milliseconds of each other, right? There's a lot where the first and the second horse, they're taking pictures to see who actually won. Whereas the one, even the horse that's in the back, right? The one that's last, he's still not that far away. It doesn't take him a whole minute to run and pass the finish line. Even if he fell and they had to get back on, they still end within seconds. So the standard deviation, right, from our mean on out, more logically, would be 10 seconds versus 1 minute. So in today's assignment, we are dealing with logic like this. Think about the situation, think about it logically, and choose wisely. Okay, so now we're going on to actually graphing our normal distribution. So a lot of times in a normal distribution, they might give you something that says n, comma, we'll say 100, comma, 10. So the 100 here is our mean. This is the mean. The 10 is our standard deviation. And to start drawing our graph, what we need to do is we need to start from the mean. So a normal graph, by now you should know, is like first there's starts in the middle, and then it kind of has like goes off to the side a little bit, right? It kind of dips down a little bit, like, and then it dips down a little bit more, and then it kind of goes all the way down. Not the best drawer, but you too don't have to be the best drawer here. We just kind of have to be kind of symmetric. And and then it's like 3, right? We have 1, 2, that's 1, that's 2, and then we need the end part to be kind of the third one, and then at the very end is when like the very, very tip. So let's try to fix this a little bit, make it nice and even, makes sense here. So here at this very third part is where we actually want it to get closest to the bottom. So here we'll start here, and it kind of dips down, kind of parabola-like, but here this should be like the closest, almost to the bottom, because that's like at the last like 1%-ish here, and then the last parts will go all the way out. So this is kind of how you draw a normal distribution. So in the middle, we start at 100, and it goes out every time it goes out 10. So this goes down 10, so this is 90, this is 110, this is 120, this is 130, this is 80 and 70, and then the last portions are the very, very tip ends. If you want to draw in the very last portion, the very last like 1%, that is then down to 60, and then this is all the way up to like 140. So it's not the best graph, but you get the idea of how we would draw a standard deviation for those of you that are better artists out there. This is why mathematicians use pencils, because we are not the best artists, not all of us. But this is how you would draw a normal distribution. Remember, when we write this, the N stands for normal. The 100, the first number is the mean, and then the second number is your standard deviation.